Hi, and welcome to week one of Theological Foundations. My name is Bob Munshaw, and I'm looking forward to beginning this journey with you over the next 8 weeks. I should tell you that this is one of my favorite classes to teach. I've been teaching it here at SLU for 8 or 9 years now, and I very much enjoy it. This week we are going to begin to be introduced to theology. Um, Theology at its heart is just talking about God. So a person can be a Christian, a Jew, a Hindu, a Muslim, an atheist, not sure what they are, and still do theology because theology is just at its core talking about God and the idea of God. And so I want to invite you to just be thoughtful and reflective and uh, creative, think creatively as we go on this journey together. The textbook by N.T. Wright, I think, is a good one. It's new to me this year. It's one that the department is mandating that we use. There are a lot of things I like with N.T. Wright. I've read a lot of his books, and there are some things that I disagree with him on. And that's okay. When you're doing theology, you just recognize that there are times when you will need to agree to disagree. However, he raises in the first couple of chapters some important ideas. Um, the idea of justice and where does justice come from? And the idea of spirituality and why spirituality exists both here in America and in all sorts of other cultures. And so I think he's really inviting us to go on a journey with him. So read it reflectively. I encourage you to write things down in the margin. We're going to have discussions this week and every week. Read the directions carefully on the discussions, but a lot of the weeks the discussions are going to be over what you are reading in the right text. Sometimes they'll be over the videos. This week you have 3 videos. They're all about 15 minutes or so long. The first 2 by McGrath are about basic theology and about thinking about God. We used to use a textbook of McGrath's in this classroom or in this class, in this course, but we've moved on from that, and that's fine. But the videos I think you'll find helpful in terms of thinking about God and beginning to think about theology. Note as you go through your syllabus when assignments are due. For instance, in the discussions, you need to have responses posted by Wednesday night, and that gives you opportunity to think about your answers first and foremost to the discussions, and you'll need to post your answers before you'll be able to read other people's your classmates' answers. So read thoughtfully and then post your answers. A lot of times, most of the time in the discussions, there's no right or wrong. What I'm looking for is for you to reflect thoughtfully, reflect carefully, demonstrate that you've actually read the material. That's the kinds of things that I want to see out of you. And then when you're responding to your classmates, think of this as your opportunity to be involved in a class discussion, but an online version of it. So I'm not looking for you to say, oh yeah, Jen, that's a good answer. I mean, that's fine if somebody has a good answer, but I want you to reflect on why you think that's a good answer. Demonstrate that you understand the person's argument and that you agree with that argument, or you disagree with that argument, or you like what they're saying and this is why you like it. Those kinds of things. So again, in the discussions, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Note that your first paper is coming up due soon. It's not an overly difficult paper. You'll have to listen to a podcast, and the link to the podcast is on Canvas. The the podcast, the discussion in the podcast, is a little bit tricky to understand. Partially because the author has a pretty heavy accent. Um, Nonetheless, whether you need to listen to it once or a couple times, um, it's not overly long. It won't take you a ton of time. Um, Look at reflecting carefully in the paper on what's being said in the podcast and the ideas that are raised about the need for creeds. So this should get you going. Again, I look forward to interacting with you. Um, there's an introduction, a self-introduction that's due by Wednesday night. This is our chance to sort of get to know each other within the classroom and to see who it is that we'll be talking to. I do remind you that in the discussions, it's very important that we are civil with each other, and not just civil, but kind and gracious. When you're talking about your beliefs or others' beliefs, these are things that we hold dear to us. Again, whether you are a Christian or a Muslim or a Jew or have some other religion or have no religion at all, understand that we hold these things dear to us, and we want to be graceful and thoughtful both with each other and also with the material. So that's really important. If you have any questions at all about the course, about what we're doing this week, about assignments that you have coming up, first look in the syllabus and look at the directions that you'll find on Canvas or in the syllabus. And then if you continue to have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. You have access to my phone number. You can email me. If it's during the week, I'll get back to you for sure within a 24-hour period. And sometimes I'll get back to you right away if I happen to have my computer open and I see your email come in. Again, same with texts. If you text me during the day, I'll normally be able to text you back right away, although I do teach some traditional on-ground classes as well. But nonetheless, I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Anyways, again, I'm excited to be starting this journey with you, and I hope that you find it interesting and that you learn a lot and that we just have a really interesting journey over these 8 weeks together. Thanks again, and have a great week. Bye-bye.